How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 17 Fulham career mode. This is episode 35 now, and in the last episode we finished up in deadline day. Not too many deals coming in, mainly just a couple of players out, most notably Stearman, of course, and in on loan was Holding from Arsenal to replace him. So transfer window's over, so thank you for all the suggestions that have come in. For now we'll put it on a bit of a back burner and we'll focus on the end of this season. We are now of course into February and coming up towards the back end of the Premier League, and we're also in the FA Cup. And we've got that game today, so we've got Stoke in the Premier League and Hull City, I don't know if it's home or away, but I think it's home actually, in the FA Cup. And as I said, I will stick to my promise, and I said that Bettinelli will play in that fixture. So Bettinelli play he will. So without further ado, not much else to discuss really. We might as well just jump straight on in. We're having a good run in the Premier League so far this season, up into second now of course. We'll go with the black shorts to signify the difference, and we'll keep that run continuing. It's going to be a tough game here away to Stoke City, but I think it's fair enough. I thought I'd put Holding in the starting lineup. I'll address that issue afterwards, but I'll drop him in there for now. Of course, he started against the game against Spurs, and I thought he had a very good game. So, yeah, that's going to be the team lineup. Let's jump into it. And so here we are then. We are live from the Stoke City FC Stadium. The Britannia, the Bet365, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, they're going with the Stoke City FC. But we know it, and as of course, the Britannia. Very famous stadium inside the Premier League. Stoke, always known to be a tough team to play away. They're currently in 6th as well, so having a very good season. Good in Chelsea for that final European spot at the moment. But we are having an even better season, up in 2nd, gunning for United and their Premier League title. And as you can see, we are 3 goals ahead still of United, and noticeably Stoke, they're also in 3rd. So potentially you don't expect too many goals in this game. And the way it's been going, we certainly haven't been on fire in front of goal, but we have been scored a couple. We've also been conceding a few as well as of late. Let's have a quick look at the Stoke lineup then. A fairly standard lineup, and I think, did we play Stoke previously? And they put out a sort of like a second side, and this time they've put out a stronger side, which is nice for them. I don't know if it was a cup game. It definitely wasn't an FA Cup game. I'm not sure if it might have been a League Cup game, or it was just the reverse Premier League fixture when we last played them. And I do remember they didn't field a very good side against us. However, now that we're sat in 2nd, they feel like we are a challenge. That is going to be our lineup, and of course just the one change to the usual, although now the usual lineup of Rob Holding comes in at centre-back. There was a comment as well, obviously. It was on a video whilst we were still going through the transfer window when we got the offer for Donnarumma. There was a suggestion that I should sell Donnarumma, but only if it was £22 million. So I'm going to bear that in mind for the summer. Obviously for now, we only had the one offer in from AC Milan and we rejected it. And I think in fact I rejected all offers, which is why no other offers came in, as Juve's hit the post there. And then Arnautovic getting Donnarumma, the talk of the topic so far in the first 4 minutes of the game, getting very involved there. Donnarumma missed the first effort by, I can't remember who it was, but he hit the post. And then Arnautovic it was who's just fired that one, and another good save by Donnarumma. So yeah, as I was saying, we had the one offer in from AC Milan, which I then said reject all offers, which is why no other offers came in. But in the summer, potentially, if we get a transfer of £22 million for him, we may look to move him on. We'll have to see though. We shall have to see. And meanwhile, we are going to get a peppering from Stoke City, and this is why, at the minute, I don't really want to sell him, because he is doing wonders for us in net. Somehow, it's still 0-0 here. Here's Kenny. Can he break it open? He can't, but a pass into a Luco might be able to. There's a little bit of space here for a Luco. He's got to try and find the right pass. He's found Sobey on the edge, and Sobey finally gets a shot away. But Butland, comfortable for him really in the end, goes down and makes a save. Finally, we've got our first effort on goal though. Kenny's lost it to Arnautovic though. And here's now Juve on the turn. Another effort from Stoke. They are absolutely pummeling the goal here. Donnarumma with another save. It's another corner for Stoke. This is about the 3rd corner inside half an hour. Shaqiri it was who played it into Arnautovic. Couldn't get a head to it. And somehow goes up for a goal kick. Kearney's done very well. Still Kearney! Oh, and finally we've had our first real effort goal here. And it's cleared away by Glenn Whelan. And referee says that then is half-time. And somehow, although as we expected, it's goalless here at the first half. We've only had 2 opportunities, only really 1 good chance to score. Stoke have had about 6 or 7. And thanks to that man in net, he's kept the scores level. So at half-time then, Stoke City 0, Fulham 0. So a couple of other results. Man United are playing Liverpool later on today. Hopefully looking for Liverpool to pick up a result there. Southampton Arsenal level. City and Watford level, which is good for us as well. Spurs and West Ham also level, which is also good for us as well. Villa are away to West Brom and could do with 3 points. I'm not going to make any changes. Neither are Stoke. So it's as you were as we head into the second half. Let's see if we can relieve some of this Stoke pressure and start putting some of our own on, and hopefully do what Stoke haven't been able to do yet and capitalise on the efforts on goal. Can now start another Stoke City attack, but Holding has come across again. He's actually been fantastic for us these past 2 games. And they're going to make a substitution, so we'll make one as well. And I think we'll bring Iheanacho on, and Lansbury, who's looking a little bit tired, will make way for McDonald. Those will be our 2 changes for now. 20 minutes to go. Still time for 1 more change later on, potentially. That's nice. McDonald. Who's he going to play that into? Kearney. Now then, can Kearney create something, as he so often has? He could find Iheanacho here. He has found Iheanacho, and Iheanacho's turn and his shot was weak. And it's going to fall for Butland, and Butland won't be able to kick it out because it's going to go for full time. So then, it did finish goalless in the end. 2 strongly defensive sides, first and third I think we are in the league respectively in terms of goals conceded, meant that really it had 0-0 written all over it. But from the first opening 10 minutes, Stoke City had shot after shot and corner after corner. Unfortunately, the man in net, Donnarumma, was able to save him. We only had a couple of efforts, but nothing really to shout about. And that means at full time then it's Stoke City 0, Fulham 0. So there's other results then. Arsenal ended up getting a victory there. Spurs did hold on to that draw, which is good for us, which means they don't close the gap onto us. City also held out for a draw as well. So that will be interesting. We'll see what... obviously we'll have to wait and see on the Liverpool and United results, but we'll take a look at the league table, of course, at the end of the episode. But for now, that's it for the Premier League in today's episode, because we have our next match in the FA Cup. And we wanted a good cup run, and we're finally, after dispatching Cardiff and Arsenal, we're into the 5th round where we've picked up Hull. So let's see if we can get ourselves what is into the Quarter Finals next. I think this is the round of 6, or is this the round of 32? Not too sure personally, but we'll never mind, and we'll just, nothing else to say really, so we'll just jump straight into it. So then, here we are at the Emirates FA Cup 5th round stage. We are at home in this fixture against the Tigers. Hull City, a long distance been travelled by their fans down to, of course, London from the north of England, and this is indeed the round of 16, as you can see on there, the other fixtures taking place. Not too many notable big teams left. Of course, we dispatched Arsenal. I noticed Man City and Liverpool still in it. Couldn't really clock the likes of Chelsea, City or Tottenham. So this is a competition working off. I've made the mistake, guys. I'm so annoyed that I've tempted to sub him on. I've completely forgot to play Bettinelli in goal. It is what it is. It's too late now, I'm afraid. I'm not going to waste a substitution in an important fixture like this to bring him in. I really wanted to play him as well. I'm actually a little bit annoyed at that. I was changing the team lineup because, which I've completely ignored there. We'll quickly cover the Hull City lineup. I'm not really too interested in that one, to be quite honest. Nothing too noticeable in there. Mbakani up front on his own, and Marshall in goal are probably the most notable. Snodgrass out on the right hand side, but completely skipped over our lineup as well because I forgot that I totally forgot to put Bettinelli in goal. So what I did do is I've started Aite and also I think just Aite was actually the one change, and I had to drop Rod Holding into the side, and it completely threw me off and totally forgot to change the goalkeeper. So unfortunately, Bettinelli yet to get his game on. And Donnarumma called into action early on. Mason was in the end offside, so it hadn't mattered too much. But Donnarumma does start in net for this tie. But should we get through to the next round? We'll see if Bettinelli will get his game time then. I do apologise. McCartney down to Jake Livermore. Livermore into the running Marshall, who nobody clocked his run from the far side. I didn't see him either. Great vision from Livermore there to find him, but Marshall just had to stretch to that a little bit, and fortunately he didn't get a very clean contact on it, and it just drifted wide of the goal. Still 0-0 here. A little bit of one made by Kenny to try and break into the space. He's found the runner of Aluko. Aluko back to Kenny. Kenny in the box now and can cross it across, and Davis had to get there, and Davis did, because I think it was Cabano who was running on to the end of that. So Donnarumma with 2 saves in this match so far, and 2 big saves there. The most notable one against Mbakani earlier on. We've got ourselves a corner kick here though. Kenny will whip it in, and it's Aite with the header. Hozabed can't quite flick it back, and he's been penalised for handball there. Free kick to Hull. Lansbury though. Now up to Bunawal. Is he going to step a little ball up? He does. Falls to Cabano here with the long ranger. Ooh, and in fact, it wasn't actually that far away. Just drifts past the post. Good effort from Cabano. We can see it again here. Lots of bodies in the way, but it's a clean strike, in fact, by him. Very nice strike at all, fortunately. Just wide. We have, of course, been training him on his chance creation and his shooting, because the only couple of goals he's been getting recently is headers and penalties, which, whilst not a bad thing, we'd like to add other goals to his arsenal as well. So creating chances like that from outside the box is very nice. Ryan Mason intercepted by Holding, but pass backwards, wastes a bit of time. Is there going to be an opportunity for us to go forward here? Plenty of Hull City men back, and that's going to be half time. So still no goals as of yet. We're looking to just break the duck here in this episode of goals, but this FA Cup tie, of course, is a bit more important than the Premier League fixture against Stoke. So no real efforts really. Hull had a few opportunities saved by Donnarumma, but nothing noticeably to talk about. And at half time then, Fulham 0, Hull City 0. And so then just some of the results coming in from around the grounds in the FA Cup this afternoon. Bristol are 0-1 down against QPR. Sheffield Wednesday have the lead at Wolves, and West Ham away to Swansea, also taking a 1-0 lead. So just the 1 goal in those games so far. 0 here though, and 0 substitutions made. Into the second half then, will we be able to break the goalless drought here? Now Kenny, very defensively played by here, but Bunawal, Bunawal found the space and squeezed it wide. Half an hour to go. Don't want to make any changes just yet. Little substitution by Hull. Al Mohamdi comes on for Snodgrass, who's not been very effective in this game, so probably a good substitution by them. Run's being made at top, but he stopped his run for some reason. Luca's going to have to play this into Lansbury, and Lansbury's going to play it into Cabano, and Cabano's going to play it into Kenny out wide, and Kenny needs to find someone back into the box. Only can find Cabano. Cabano's going to have to go out wide here to Bunawal. Now there's players in the box, and Bunawal crosses it in. Back out to Bunawal. Will he keep that one in? He does. Gets another chance at a cross. And I think we can. Then it's Hozabed, who out of nowhere has nicked that one, really. There was a bit of a scrap for it in the box, but it was Hozabed who pounced on that one. And as he does, scores so many big goals for us so far. And he's popped up again here in the FA Cup. I believe he scored in the previous FA Cup. So there it was. It was Cabano fighting with... it was Aluko fighting with the number 24 defender there. And then Hozabed just sort of sneaks around the corner and says, hello, you two scrap for it and I'll steal this one. And Hozabed has put us 1-0 in front there. That's his second goal in the Emirates FA Cup. And with just 10 minutes to go, that could see us through to the quarter-finals here. Let's see if we can hold on to this now. Forward they have done, and the ball comes in. Easily dealt with by Holding. Not dealt with by Holding. And as so often is the case, they bite back straight away. And it's Ryan Mason who I think he had the first effort of the game. And there's just no one picking him up in the box. And it's also his second goal in the FA Cup. So just as a replay was looming, we take the lead. But Hull instantly bite back, and another replay is looming again, which we haven't. And Hull on the final attack here. Marshall! Oh, and it was heart in mouth moment for just a second there as Marshall fires that one wide. So, a little bit unlucky there. I thought we should have won that one, but it's an instant reply from Hull City that forces the replay, where Bettinelli will definitely play. I shall make sure of that. We're going to struggle there to squeeze that fixture in. We're going to have to play a few rotation teams here, so allow some other players some game times. But Hosberg popped up with a goal in the 80th minute. Ryan Mason equalised in the 83rd. We're off to a replay in this 5th round tie. It's finished Fulham 1, Hull City 1. So some other results coming in. QPR did go on to defeat Bristol City. Wednesday stayed at 1-0 with Wolves, and West Ham beat Swansea. They advance through to the quarters. We will, of course, having a replay. We'll have a look in a minute when that will be scheduled for, and it will probably feature in the next episode. So we have still been awarded some prize money though for reaching at least the hat for the next round, and the replay, another extra 114,000 is nice. The match has been rescheduled. The Fulham vs Leicester game has been moved forward a day, so assuming it's going to be around there, the replay will take a quick look. We've got Palace next in the league. Let's take a quick look at the calendar. So it's Palace next, and then Southampton midweek, and then what I can assume will be Hull 2 days later. So a tight schedule coming up there. We'll go full force against Palace. We'll play a second side against Southampton, and then we'll play in 2 episodes' time our strong team again against Hull and see if we can beat them this time. And Bettinelli will definitely play. I will not forget this time. But that is going to be the end of today's episode. So before we go, we'll take a quick look at the Premier League table with that one game that we did draw today. And with those extra fixtures, we've got a couple of games in hand now. United remain top on 47 points after 25 games. Spurs are in second, who have played a game extra than them, on 44 points. We now drop to third, a point behind Spurs, but with now 2 games in hand. So we've still got that opportunity to make a nice gap to Spurs. We've got to capitalise on those 2. Arsenal are now level on points with us, below us on goal difference, but of course they've also played one extra game they've played, so we can get a nice 3-point gap to them should we win our game in hand on them. Chelsea are in 5th. Stoke, who we also draw with, also have some extra games, and they are down in 6th place, and actually they're not far off with a game in hand on Chelsea. They're not far off Chelsea if they capitalise on that. Palace, they're in 7th, and Liverpool 8th, City 9th, Sunderland in 10th. The bottom half is Watford, West Ham, Everton, Leicester, Swansea, and West Brom and Southampton. So that remains the same, and of course the relegation battle remains the same, as well as Villa, Burnley and Reading. Reading still looking in trouble, but they've got a couple of games in hand as well. Burnley, who have played the most games down at the bottom, are probably the most likely to get relegated. Villa, who have a game on Southampton, could leapfrog them if they win that game in hand, or if they draw. In fact, if they draw, they'll remain bottom on goal difference. So they'll have to win their game in hand to put Southampton back into the relegation. So that's going to be it for today's episode. A little bit disappointed, really. No goals at Stoke, and just the one at Hull, well, against Hull, which wasn't enough to see us through as they equalised. That's going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Do drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Why not subscribe as well if you're new around here. And until next time, goodbye.